That Metal Interview.
Introtyl is a death metal band from Mexico City, comprised of 4 Mexican girls that perform insanely badass death metal. For those of you that are familiar with Introtyl, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you who don't know and never heard of them, you just gotta check it out, man. It sounds completely pro. And these girls have been touring across the North American continent since 2009, I believe. But she'll talk to you right now. We'll be speaking to Sariux Rivera. She is the bassist of Introtyl. Introtyl, in case you guys are wondering, it's spelled Introtyl, like an intro. Introtyl. They got a brand new album they're promoting. It's called Creation of Insanity. It's completely insane. You guys should check it out. Awesome death metal vocals. If you like death metal vocals, death metal music, this is your stuff, man. If you've never heard of Introtyl, here is a little bit of Introtyl. All right, man. One more time, welcome to That Metal Interview podcast. My name is James, and I had the pleasure of speaking with the bassist, one more time, the bassist for Introtyl, Introtyl, Sariux Rivera, bassist, former guitarist, and current bassist for Introtyl. We'll be speaking to her. She'll be talking about the band, how it began, this and that, about her gear, her bass guitars, and this and that. So I hope you guys enjoy this. And here it is, our interview with Sarah. Sariux, hello, how you doing? Thank you for making time and speaking to us and all your fans on this podcast, That Metal Interview podcast, that is. Thank you.
Thank you. No, the opposite.
Talk to us, what is the meaning of Introtyl?
It is actually two words. It is two words which compose this one, which is in from inside, and trotyl is the trithyl wind. So the trithyl wind is the component for the TNT. So it is like to be inside of the dynamite.
I did not know that. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, actually it is a song from this main score band called the vocalist. So we just got it as a reference, and we really liked the lyrics, of the song, which is like just one paragraph or something. It is a pretty small song, and we actually really liked it, and the meaning of the word. So that's why we want to call the band like that.
You guys sound great. Great rhythms, great bass lines, extreme drumming, great songs, great music.
Thank you so much. We do as much as possible, and we're really happy with the music that we do. We always think that we have to make music that we like, and so it is a very good thing that the people enjoy the music and that they like it either. So that's very nice.
Talk to us about how did Introtyl start? Who was the one that said, "Oh"?
Well, it went back 2010, in between 2009 and so we're like almost have the full decade together. And I started it with last drummer that we have, which is Mayra. Maybe you will find some things about her in
Yes.
all our social network, because we just changed the drummer actually. So Mayra was the former drummer, and I just started the band, and we really wanted to make at first it was a women band, we always wanted to have this all women thing and stuff, but back in 2009 it wasn't like too usual to have it. I think that nowadays in extreme music it's not usual still, but that we can see it in heavy metal, in the metal or something, punk metal,
Yeah.
music, and so I think it is more usual now, but back in the days it wasn't. So we all wanted to do it at first for fun, and then just realized that we really like it, and so we just got to find some other people who want to join the band and have as much responsibility as we wanted to have, because we really wanted to be like one committed and to work in it. And as I already mentioned, we really wanted to have music that we like and produce music that we could enjoy while playing live and stuff. So that we found some people, that there is always other kind of people that they don't like it that much, or they don't have commitment or stuff. So we have like around 4 or 5 of changes, but like bass changes and stuff. So we're almost it was in the bassist in the 2 times only for vocals, I think. We have been with my together like lots of times, and we started here with a new drummer, and I was at first the guitar player, but as I already mentioned, we had several changes in the bassist, and I can't it anymore, so I will just leave the guitar and I will go playing bass guitar, which is not the big deal for me because I already played bass another band, so it was a big deal for me. I just changed it, and I feel like very comfortable being playing here. I think that Rose is doing a very good job since she started in the guitar, because she actually was our bassist, and then because she changed the guitar, we had to find another girl to play bass, and then we changed it, and we changed it. It was like something that wasn't too cool. So then I went to the bass, and now I feel it's very good only to have 4 elements, because it is easier only, for traveling and for all those things. It is predictable. So I think that in a very good communication, we're doing good music, so we feel very good like that.
Who are your influences, or who are the other girls' influences, musicians or non-musicians?
Well, I feel that I would like to get to have any comparison from my music to other musicians, but I think that some influences it maybe like in bass. Ryan Martin is one of my favorite bassists. He used to play in Mudvayne.
Oh yeah.
I really like him, and I think that he's very good musician. Like besides the band where he played in, he's a good musician, and I love the way he plays. I love from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's kind of different than the music that they make, but I really like to see the quality of the musicians. So they both are like more one of the most influences that I will have. Also, I can't remember his name, but from this band, he was the not the heavy thrash metal band, but the other band, the commercial band, which is more like nu metal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so I feel very identified with their music and everything. So I feel like it is very nice to have some influences from those kind of musicians, which they are very, very different. And the good thing in it still, I think, is that we have a lot of influences, different influences. Rose really like more like the brutal metal bands, and Myra like the black metal bands, and our new drummer Annie, she's more into more brutal but more like metalcore, like the Spice Icon, like Dahlia Murder and all that. So we think that she's going to get a very nice boost for the band in that. And I think that Carrie, she likes more like heavy metal and glam metal and stuff. And I already told you my influences as a musician. I think that all the music that I enjoy the most is speed metal, actually, and heavy metal and death metal, but more old school, and Grave and Dismember. All Thrower is my favorite band for metal. So I think we really make up influence, and that's very reflected in our music.
I know Kari, the vocalist, is not on this interview, but how did she get her voice to sound like that? I mean, I'm a metalhead. I listen to all kinds of metal, all different subgenres and genres of death metal and metal. And you hear a bunch of guys and girls singing, different bands. But Kari of Introtyl has a very unique voice. I mean, it's death metal, of course. But how did she get her voice to sound like that? Was there training, or did she get training, or was it just natural?
Well, not so natural because she has to rehearse a lot, but I think that it can be very natural, if we can call it like that, for her, because she has been practicing a lot, and she has a lot of discipline also. She's not like smoking while we're playing, or she's not like drinking cold stuff and everything. She's very careful in that cases. But she practiced a lot. She tried to take care of her voice and everything. And so I think that it is more like being practicing than it's something super, like it is not like an instrument that you have to do like that, And so I think it is very good for her that she has that. No sé cómo decir eso.
Persistence.
Sí, exactly.
Yeah, the voice is an instrument. You have to take care of it.
Had any lessons. She just take sometimes maybe she watched some videos, or she asked some tips for other vocalists that maybe influence her or something, and she just get it and she go practice, and she's very good at it, and she has been growing a lot in that, so we're very happy also for that, because she started in one way and now she's a monster, and we're really happy for that.
Creation of Insanity, your latest record. Introtyl, Creation of Insanity. Pick it up, guys and girls. Concreto Records. This is your latest record, correct? Nine tracks. We play a couple of those on our station, jrocksmetalzone.com, of course. We're spinning for sure a Raped Brain, Regression, Aggression also, Creation of the Death. They're all badass tracks. So 9 tracks, guys. You guys can pick it up. Creation of Insanity, Introtyl. That's the latest record, correct?
Yes, we think that it's like one of the most important label recordings in Mexico. He has like a lot of distribution everywhere, and he's very respected also. And he's Enrique Quechol, the owner, and he makes like everything goes smooth for us because we have been working in the first material for like a lot of time, and he always wanted to support the city, and we have never finished that the first place. And then when we wanted to go to Canada and we had that opportunity to go and tour, we really had this rush to take everything together and to, just release the city. And he helped us a lot. And then for the second album, this one, the Creation of Insanity, it was like, I want to make the same thing for that. And I want to have a better physical material for that, and to have a better distribution and stuff. So it was very nice because we worked 2 years ago. We were recording this album. It was in all the events from January. And then when we just finished, we just sent it to him, and we had in May. And we wanted to make, all this release party and everything until July, I guess, that we did it. So, but we already had all the albums. So it was very nice because he was distributing that in the whole Latin America. He also have deals in Spain. We have it also in France. And we have it in Japan. Well, that's quite nice for us because we never had that opportunity to send a lot of cities, to overseas something. So he's a very good dealer and everything. Very happy for that too.
It is very important that the label helps for sure, and that the band gets along with the label. That's very
very nice, and we know that very important, and a lot of people want to work with him. A lot of bands, they're always like searching for him, but sometimes because he's independent, he doesn't have that amount of money to support everyone. But I think that finally this is a business, and so if he thinks that we're a good business with him or dealing with him, it's very nice because it is winning.
Awesome material. Who writes the songs and who writes the lyrics for you guys?
Well, mainly it's Carrie, and then we just get together to see if we are okay with the ideas that she has. I think that sometimes we may not be so good in the language, so we have to take care a little bit of that and to try to give or to deliver a good message. But she mainly works in that. She's more focused, in these things, these psychological things that all the outside and the environment, the social environment, how it impacts you as a human being, and how you get tired of that, or how do you deal with it also, and you get sick of everything and you cannot handle that, and how you're making this transformation of all that stuff to bad stuff, you take it in the wrong way, and it is like a whole terror story in your head and everything. So that's mainly of the things that we speak of, or more like the sickness of the world, how it impacts you as a human being, and if you can handle that or no, like your own remorse or the inner growth, all that stuff.
I know you guys have been to Canada a couple of times, right? Have you guys been to Europe?
well, we have never been in there. We're planning that for this year, so hopefully we will go there in October. We're planning that. If something comes earlier, that we will do it also. But yes, we have been in Canada 3 times, 2 times touring, and 1 time just for the Trois-Rivières Metal Fest, which was in the province of Trois-Rivières in Quebec. And it was a huge festival. It was like the Spice Icon.
Oh, yeah?
Who were in there? Bay the Brave, Jungle Rod, that kind of bands, those big bands.
Of course.
And so it was very, very nice for us. So it was 3 times in Canada, and in the US we only had the presentation in New York. We had another in Chicago, which never were we didn't show up, and just for New York, and it was a very, very nice show. It was a lot of people. We were we felt very important up there. It was a very nice organization where we work with. So hopefully we will have another date later on, but adding more places like Philly or Milwaukee, something like more from Chicago and everything, just to go to that place that we cannot play then. So hopefully we can do it. And we had a few proposals, or one for California, San Francisco, I think. No, it was San Diego, Los Angeles, and Long Beach, and another one from Austin and San Antonio. But we are not sure if we can set that up, because we still are seeing, the permission stuff for our visas and everything, because we only have those tourist visas, and we cannot travel like that. It is very, very risky. So if we have those letters and I think it is kind of a letter or invitation letter, so we can go ask in the migration.
Any cool or interesting stories from the road that you might want to share with us?
A lot of stories. Some funny, some scary, but I can recall some or any by this moment. Maybe if you don't mind, I can send you later on if I think in something.
What's your favorite gig and what's your worst gig?
Interesting. The worst,
Right.
I think I can't recall something super worst, but I have a comment regarding one. We went to Rio Verde, which is in San Luis Potosí, and it is always very countable people. They start to scream some stuff.
Really?
But more regarding to, because we're women, and so they think it is funny to just give you some insults, or speaking about your body or something. So that's it's not nice, and I think that it was the last time that we have. I know we had it also in Torreon, but it was it was something stupid also, there's one person who is drunk, and they think that it is very funny to start to dig things to you, and that one is going to laugh, but actually people always, and they what is they como que se solidarizan. They are in the synchrony with us, and they don't make fun of that. So that's quite nice from the audience also, because they are not getting engaged with that kind of people. But sometimes they yell things it's not only call you mamacita, it's just they start to make insults and felonies to you, and that's not quite nice. So I that in Rio Verde, so I think that's not quite nice. So that's one of the things that we don't enjoy, and so I could tell that that's one of the worst. But in that case, because the music was okay, endurance was fine, but it is very uncomfortable when people start to yell something like that, and they are like very persistent doing that. And it happened in Torreon and it happened in Rio Verde, so I can say that. Or it was one time also in San Juan del Rio when someone wanted to touch the Rose left because she was wearing a skirt, so it was also awful, and people just want to reach you, but in a bad way. So I remember that too. But everything in the worst shows, it could be related to that. And only that, because sometimes
because of being a woman, really, probably, right?
Yes, I think that's the only difference in between, because always people like to make this split in between the genders, and they go, female death metal. No, we are metal, and that's it.
Yeah.
The genders are only in between the music, and not because I'm a woman and I play metal, then it is automatically like female metal. It's not. So I wouldn't like that. We try to don't support that kind of stuff also, but there are always people like to make this kind of split of the genders and everything. And but I will say that I think the main difference is that one. And sometimes, of course, we cannot avoid that the people go and see the show because they see that we are only women, and that's fine. We don't have any problem. We cannot stop being women because we don't want to look like, because I'm woman, they are coming to see us. And it's an advantage also for us, and we embrace it, and we cannot help it, and that's fine. But in the worst way is that sometimes we just get a little bit uncomfortable because of that. We don't feel like so much in our comfort zone as we should in other places. And I think we have two amazing shows, we will say. One was outside Mexico. It was in Canada, the Torreon Metal Fest. It was awesome. We had a very good response from the audience. We later, like 2 days later, we knew that they make like some surveys for, how the festival went and everything. And so we were the most commented band. Even we were one of those bands that wasn't too famous, I mean, in comparison with Beyond Creation and Juggernaut and all those bands. Then, like being very, very mentioned that we were like some kind of revelation band or something. It was super nice for us. We felt very, very comfortable playing in there. Being honest, being in Canada, because of the times that we have been in there, we feel very like in home, because people is very warm and people is very nice with us, and we always feel welcome. So that time wasn't the exception, and it was a very, very nice show, since the audio was super good, the gear was awesome, the audience was super great. We had this big wall of death in one of the songs, and it was super huge for us, and it was back in 2019. And the last year that we played in the Mexico Metal Fest there in Monterrey, it was super awesome. Everyone went to see us. I don't know how many people was in there, but it was super amazing. I saw like people. I couldn't see where it finished, and it was super huge for me also. I mean, like individually, and I think as a band, it was one of the main, the best things that we have. And the audio was also great, and we felt very comfortable playing. Even the heat was super, super intense, and the sound just came into our on our heads, and we felt like a lot of hot up there. But it was like very nice, and we gave all the energy that we had, and we felt like super cool, and we had very good critics also regarding that. So we feel very happy, and we feel like very encouraged now, so to do a lot of things and go further and feel super thankful in Mexico too.
Oh yes, that is a big metal fest in Mexico. Hell yeah.
Playing playing with Emperor. I mean, like playing with Emperor was like one of the greatest things that we also could have. And among the other biggest bands, Dayside, Dark Angel and stuff. So Dying Fetus. So it was very, very huge for us.
What's the future of Introtyl? Give us your future plans for the band.
Or we hope to have this very huge year, better than last year. So the next gig that we're going to attend is going to be on January 26th. And we have one gig in Gato Calavera, which is a place here in Mexico City. We're playing a tribute for a guy. There's a band called Trash Shock, and the drummer just passed away a few months ago. And he was fan of Introtyl. Yeah, it was very sad for us because he was fan of Introtyl and he was a very nice guy with us and everything. So I had the opportunity actually to see him in his last show because my husband, which also has a band, he played along with him. So their bands played together. So I saw him and he actually played wearing his Introtyl t-shirt, and it was like quite nice, and I took a picture of him and everything, so it was like super cool. And then 2 days later we knew that the ways was like super shocking, and their bandmates, he was a fan from Drill, so it will be very nice for us if we will play in that show. So of course we will be there, and it's going to be on Sunday, I think, January 26th, and then we're playing on February the 2nd with some big bands from Mexico, from Guadalajara, Acidez, and other that kind of bands, like they're more big, but the punk music, so it's going to be something very mixed. It's not the from metal gender, so we're going to play with them. And I can remember, I don't know all the bands that are going to be there, but it's going to be very nice. It's a very huge place where it's going to be, so we're playing there. And the same day we are playing with I think it is Evil Entourage in Toluca, in el Estado de Mexico, so we're playing also in there. So there are only those gigs. Yes, we are going to Mexicali in June, but I don't know the exact date because we are working on that too. But I think it is also like one big festival, so once it's announced we will share it with you, of course. And we're planning to go to Europe in October. In September we're going to Setembro Negro, which is in Sao Paulo in Brazil. So we're like super excited to go there. We have never been. We've never been in South America, and of course in Brazil, so this is going to be the first time that we visit them, and it is a very huge festival, so we are pretty excited to get there.
Is there something I didn't ask? Something I should have asked?
Something you want to talk about?
I don't think so. I think that I only owe you one question, which I will think about it and send you my response later on. Yes. But I think it is quite good.
For the musicians that are listening to this podcast, for the musicians interested in Introtyl, can you tell us what kind of gear you have? What kind of bass guitar? What kind of equipment do you use?
Okay. Well, I didn't think that we will talk about that, but yes. Well, I use a Jaguar, Squire Jaguar. It is customized. It was like black, but then I changed it to pink glitter, and I love the glitter, so that's real nice for me. And I was using just one preamp, which was the Sadowski. I'm not using it anymore, and I'm about to buy another one. But I think that I will recommend that because you know that you just can go and plug just directly to the controller. I forgot the name for that, but you just can go to the direct line, and then you will make sure that your sound is going to be like very, very good. And you know that sometimes the bassists, they are like always forgiven and all of that. So yeah, I think it is very nice from the bassist to have some preamp and maybe a compressor, but it depends if you are having, you know, good bass. But I think mine is very good. I think that Fender builds a very good bodies for the bass instead of, you know, like doing only like something very soft or very light. They are like pretty heavy because of the woods that they use. So they make a better sound. And mine is active, which is like a very, very neat sound. I just only use that actually, and for my wireless, I just Shure. I love Shure because I think that they're a very good brand also. So I have no problems when I'm playing live, you know, because I don't have interferences in my sound, so everything's cool. And if something comes, you know, that sometimes the Wi-Fi lines or if even the police stations, they can make something to interfere in your sound, and it's not a big deal for me. It is very nice. And what else I could say? I think that's it. I'm very simple in my gear now that I'm a bassist. Yes, it sounds like very good. I mean, it's only like the assembly or something that changes on the place that they assemble that. So, I mean, like the manufacturer is the same. It's like very, very good stuff.
Yeah.
Would you like to relay a message for your fans, for the Introtyl fans, the fan base that you guys have? Any message you want to tell your fans?
Through this podcast.
Well, just, you know, like support the bands, going to the shows. If you go to the shows, you will help the promoters and you will help also the band, so we can save money for, you know, next trips and tours and buy the merchandise. It's like super, super fundamental for the bands because that's a way that we can save money also for all those travels and to have more merchandise for you. And you know that we have to pay a lot of things as other jobs, and so I think that if you can help us with that, it will be super awesome. And as a musician, for someone that wants to start a band, or if they are currently working in a new band or something, just to practice and to be like disciplined, have discipline, excuse me. I don't know, just like work for what you want and don't expect that something will come just like that, because you have to work for that, and it is a very long and hard path, but finally you just get into a place that you want to be, and so yeah, just go for it.
Where can fans reach you guys? Social media, you know, where can fans find your music?
Yes, we actually have all the social networks and, you know, Instagram and Twitter. I think that we have it suspended. I don't know why, but we have it suspended. But you can reach us via Facebook and Instagram mainly, and you can hear our music, you know, in all digital platforms. And we have it in Pandora, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music, everything. We're having like around 32 brands of them streaming. So yes, you can find us there.
We appreciate your time. We truly, absolutely appreciate your time. Sariux, Sarah, thank you for spending time with your fans and with the non-fans that have never heard of you guys. Now you guys know, you can check it out. Introtyl, 4 death metal women from Mexico City, creation of insanity. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for spending time with your fans and with me, James, and everybody here at That Metal Interview podcast. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time and for your support. Take care. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
There you had it. Introtyl Sariux Rivera, bassist extraordinaire of Introtyl. We thank her one more time from everybody here at jrocksmetalzone.com. Our podcast, That Metal Interview. Creation of Insanity, their latest album that Introtyl is promoting. If you're wondering how to spell Introtyl, it's INTRO, like an intro, INTROTYL, Introtyl. Check it out, guys. Support the band, Creation of Insanity. Go to Spotify or whichever digital format you use to check out music. Support these women and support all metal, all rock, okay? So don't forget, Introtyl, Creation of Insanity. On behalf of James, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to visit us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Tumblr, Reddit, Pinterest, SoundCloud, Castbox, amongst other apps out there, Twitch and all that stuff. So check us out online, That Metal Interview podcast on jrocksmetalzone.com. Thank you, guys. I hope you guys enjoy Introtyl and all the metal out there in the world. And don't forget to keep it metal.
That Metal Interview.